Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Spirit Medium, Laura Mediumship and Messages. Here you can enjoy healing to happiness with exceptional, evidential, and ethical spirit communications. Spirit Medium Laura has been channeling spirit for over 30 years. She is a research medium and is featured as a top 100 psychic in America. Here is Spirit Medium Laura now.
Hi, everybody. This is Laura. So happy to be back live on the air with all of you. We're going to have a lot of people tonight calling in. Already the switchboard is pretty full. And I thank you for everybody who called in early. If you do call in early, it does help you. And besides, if you didn't know this, if you call in 15 minutes early, the switchboard is alive, is open. And I pre-screen the calls. And those that call in earliest get a chance to speak to me mostly. But there are ways to jump the queue. And one of them is called the 8 No Wait. The 8 No Wait. If you donate $8, you get to jump the queue. I like the poem I have to go with that, which is, if you have an urgent matter that just can't wait, donate 8 and jump the gate. And that is done on the website for this show, which is spiritmediumtv.com. That's spiritmediumtv.com. I have to have some way of giving some people a chance to jump to the top of the queue. There is another way, which is secondary. There's a couple of ways, and that is to go to spiritmediumtv.com, and I believe it's item 2 or 3 on that page. We'll have a video, a live video feed of me. By the way, if you want to watch the show live, there is that video there on spiritmediumtv.com. If you go to spiritmediumtv.com and you scroll down the page a bit, you'll see a video feed. You click on it and you'll see me there in front of it. And you can join that at that particular step. I think it's step 2 or 3 on that page. It'll say, press here if you want to join the video. And if you do, I give you priority in the queue. So those are 2 ways you get priority in the queue. And I usually do mediumship first. Good news for everybody. I don't have anybody who said they want a mediumship. So everybody that wants a life reading, or they call it a question, or you have a question about your own life, then that would be taken. There will be no priority for mediumship right now. So if there are anybody calling in later and they want mediumship, I can do that as well. Now, some people don't know what I mean when I say mediumship. I mean connecting to a deceased loved one who is in the other side. I say transition loved one. That's why I'm stumbling. If you want a connection to a transition loved one, I will be doing them as I pick them up. But right now I have at least, I have several people wanting a life question. And I think we have enough for the whole show already, tell you the truth. Anyway, I always have a focus subject. But before I get into that, a couple of housekeeping announcements, as I've already made some. Another one is, if you would like to get a reading, a private session with me, there at spiritmediumtv.com, you'll notice book a session. If you use radio show as the event code when you're booking a session, you will get a third more time free. And that is described on spiritmediumtv.com, and that is item 6. There's resources at the top of the page. There says item free. And basically, I'll tell you what it is. If you want to book a session, you go to booklaura.com. That's booklaura.com. And when you're making a payment, you put in the event code field radio show, and I will know to give you a third more time than that for which you pay. So an example is, you pay for 30 minutes, you get 40 minutes, which is the equivalent of 25% off. Okay, so you got a couple of great things there. You can also join our mailing list. If you do so, you will gain access to certain free things, like a free numerology report that I sponsor from a third party. What I want to do, though, is talk about our focus subject for this evening, which Spirit sends in to me through their mechanisms, their means of communicating with me. And tonight, I've got tons of articles, tons of focus subjects, because even though I haven't been doing the radio show, even though it is the new year, Happy New Year, everybody. Even though it's been the holiday season, I have been writing a lot. I don't know, things just hit me, through my own life, something that happened. And then I realized, oh my goodness, this is something very important for everyone to know. And not only do I write on emotional, spiritual subjects, but I also write on health subjects. So if you join our mailing list, you'll be alerted to all of that. And if I don't keep the radio show on Blog Talk Radio, which I keep, who knows, I may go to Facebook Live and do I may go to Facebook and do Facebook Lives there instead. Well, if you join my mailing list, you'll know where all this good stuff is. So tonight's focus subject is emotional vampires. Oh, that sounds dramatic, doesn't it? Are you being eaten alive? It's a funny thing. I kind of had a little meltdown in my own life. I guess a lot of people and situations were feeding on me. I didn't realize it, but my whole life was like one huge emotional vampire. I was overworked, overtaxed, and I had accumulated relationships in my life that were toxic, perhaps. All a matter of opinion. And as I gained my own power back by listening to myself, and by paying attention, making an affirmation, making a mantra to go with it, saying prayer to go with it, paying attention to what I really want, not what other people say I should want, but what I really want for the center core of my being. And then asked for it using manifesting and spiritual techniques. All things that were around me started to shift. And so certain relationships I had either fell away, and I didn't really do much to change it. It just sort of happened. At the same time, I decided to change the way I was running this business. I have lightened my workload because I was overdoing it and I was getting really exhausted. So since then, everything is really working out well. I've put my attention in a different area to supplement my income. Something that's very dear to my heart, which is trading securities. Believe it or not, the medium is a trader also. And I had ignored that for like 6-7 years to focus on this business, which I adore as well. And I started to become very successful at that. So one of these days I'll talk about that, investing in money and all that. But as always, we'll have a spiritual psychic slant to it if it's introduced on this show. Through this particular interest group. So anyway, emotional vampires, I'm going to do a little reading from the article, and there is an article on my website. If you go to the sidebar and you search for emotional vampires on my website, you will be taken to this article. Someone in your life right now is draining you. Learn how to tell this is happening and what to do about it. Usually these types of relationships come up as good, having your best interests in mind. Like they want to help you, but usually they're manipulating you to get what they want. As a medium and a psychic, without trying to, I do get to work with a lot of people who are needy. And it's less of a manipulation, it's more of an obvious thing. So one of the things in my work, and any of you out there that are in spiritual work or just very empathic, this would be very appropriate for you as well, because people who are needy intuitively or instinctively find those that can be sucked upon, that can be drained. You see, so it's not just that person was an emotional vampire. Okay, you were available, right? So this whole idea, this whole concept of emotional vampires, are you being eaten alive, is not only that there are vampires out there, but also what are you doing about it? Because you can't control other people. This type of a situation might inspire you to want to control the other person. But the funny thing is, every time you try to control someone outside of yourself, You become embroiled in a karmic energetic link, and it becomes infinite, doesn't stop. So if you are being sucked into something, or you feel your energy is being drained somehow, maybe every time you talk to a certain person, you feel not so good about yourself. And so you decide, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to go up to that person, tell them to stop doing what I think they're doing to me. Doesn't work. Usually that person will have a very manipulative or a great way to get around it. It's all energy. You see, it's all energy. So what do you do? What do you do? First, you become aware of it, which is what we're talking about now. So, hopefully this idea that there are emotional vampires out there, and you start looking for pay attention to how you feel after you've interacted with people, certain people, individuals. If you notice when you're done with a particular situation, if it's in work or if it's in play or if it's in love, whatever the relationship is, if you feel like you've been eaten alive, if you feel drained, confused, less than, not good about yourself, confused, whatever it is, if it's not a good feeling, that's your wake up call. And what that means is it's now time for you to take power and control back. Best way is to decide and then to practice what I call the joy secret. The joy, that's Joy, secret. It's not that much of a secret, really. Most therapy is this, but the joy secret is you doing your own self help. So basically, 3 steps, and it is calling into play higher power to work with you. The first step is to take inventory of what you want. The best way to do this, particularly when you're starting this practice, this spiritual practice, is to journal about what would make you happy. Your joy journal, if you will. Each day, at a time after a meditation, or when you first wake up, when you're most intuitive, take time to ask yourself, what do I really want in my life? What do I really want? Right? And allow yourself to flow with that. Write it down. Warning, 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 warning. Quite often you may be thinking you want something, and you just can't you can't find what it is you really, really want, because it is hard. Most of the time we are not in touch with what we want. It's like the most magical thing to know what you want from a soul level. But this is the beginning. So you ask yourself what you want, you write it down, and then you create an affirmation which affirms it's so. So I really want a loving, harmonious relationship in my life. Could be your affirmation, because that's what you think you really, really want. Then you would shorten it to a mantra. I am love. Or you could say, send love. Whatever it is, it should be really 2 words, and the words should be 1 syllable each. That works the best. Now, a mantra is when you're meditating. So you could take a walk and repeat it over and over again. You could literally sit and do meditation on your mantra. But your mantra would reflect your deepest desire in a shortened affirmative way, And then every now and then you're going to feel stuck. We all do. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel fearful. You're going to feel like this is not happening. That's when you pray. So you should have a little prayer in your arsenal of tools. When you start paying attention, hearing, and asking, you will notice your life starts to shift. And you start working on things that you really want. Don't forget to take steps. It's not like magic. Well, it's magical, but it's because you're taking steps. So take steps then. Well, what can I do to bring love into my life? You may ask yourself one day, what can I do? If you're sitting home 24/7 eating bonbons by the bonfire, you may find that maybe you could change some of those habits. You may say, well, maybe I could go out a little bit more, talk a little bit more to people, maybe engage in my life more. Maybe I can get more passionate about life, and then maybe passion will attract to me. As you know, we attract what we are. So if you're looking for love, be loved now, just as an example. So that is the article, Emotional Vampires. And If you're looking for it, you want to read it, just go to my website. Spiritmediumtv.com is a page on my website, and there is a sidebar. If you're looking at it on a device like a phone, it would be at the bottom because the whole thing comes down as one column. And there is a search box there, and you just put emotional vampires in. You click on the little magnifying glass, which is the search icon, and bloop, there it is in front of you in case you're interested. So what we're going to do now is going to put this back. Ms. Starbooker. Ooh, what a cool name. Can you do a reading from chat or do I have to call in? I try to keep it only to those that call in. And tonight, Ms. Starbooker, which I love that name, by the way. I probably have enough callers. If I didn't, then I would try to go to the chat room, but most of the time I have enough callers. So in case you need the number, it's 347 945. I have to use my phone tonight, and that's why I'm holding it. If you're watching me on video and it's floating all around, it's a little more difficult. For some reason, I couldn't get in on Skype. It's always a little bit, always some surprises when I'm using this particular platform for doing a radio show. Anyway, we're going to do a little prayer energy connection, and then I will channel a group message, and then we will go into the phone lines. Yay! How exciting is that? Let me just double check something, make sure there's nobody in the video. There's nobody in the video. Okay. So everybody sitting, everybody listening, if you would please engage in the connection. Even if you don't want a reading, it's still good to do. Raises our vibration and you become part of the morphic field, MORPHIC. That's the psychic field. Morphic is a fancy way of saying we're in the field, the zone of psychicness. Sit back, uncross your arms and legs. Start to breathe abdominally, allowing yourself to gently and lightly let go on inhale and exhale. Breathing in and releasing that breath, asking for spirit to come join you this evening. Continuing to breathe from your abdomen, breathing in and out. If you're wanting an other side connection, please ask your specific loved one or loved ones to come in now into the room you're in, waiting for their turn. If you have a life question, then please focus on that question now and ask Spirit to give you an answer to it in any way possible. It doesn't have to come from Spirit, from me. It doesn't have to come from talking to me. You may get the answer another way. Hey, how about that? So you guys do your focus. I'll do the prayer. I'll be back in a second. And now on your next exhale of breath, if you would please release into your space your energy, I will connect us. One moment, please. Good. I'm going to make a connection to the guides, and we will have a group message. We are here. We are the ones. We've come in to herald all of you and challenge you as well. This is an age of awakening. Awakening to thyself, to thy masterful self, to thy master mind. Each and every one of you is masterful. Each and every one of you has potential. If you would tap into it, you would understand. If you would believe what we are saying, you would not have questions. You would know. It is important to know today that you are a master, each and every one of you, that you have deep access to, you have deep recesses within yourself that provide access to wisdom. All you need to do is to clear your head of doubt and to ask on a regular basis for that which you want. You will find that as you do this, What you thought was not possible becomes possible. But it is important to know and then to ask. We are saying this for a reason, because each of you does not listen to yourself, to your inner wisdom core, to the part of you that is the master, to the part of you that is magnificent, to the part of you that is thy soul, which has access to higher wisdom, higher light, and higher kingdoms. Each of you is connected. We need to remind you of this always. For the earth condition is one where one naturally feels disconnected. We would like to see that each of you can connect on a regular basis. Ask for more in your life. That is the way to connect. It may seem selfish, it may seem out of sorts or irregular to think that you would gain access to your mastermind self by asking more for what you want. But the asking is the growth. The wanting is the magical elixir of gaining access to higher source, gaining access to your wisdom self, gaining access to the part of you that is truly connected to divine wisdom, light, and love. So ask, dear ones, know and ask on a regular basis for that which you desire, and you will find the more you do, the more you will believe in us. Namaste. Okay. And I am going to go to the first phone line, which is my namesake, Laura. Hi there, Laura. This is Laura.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
Yes, hello. I'm just wondering what you see as far as career for me.
Okay. So she's asking about a career. 1 second, please. I'm going to go to something very simple, but I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet. You don't have a career yet, correct, honey? I'm just clarifying. You do not yet have a chosen.
Yes, I'm not working right now.
Oh, so when you say career, you mean job, but not necessarily choosing a career, because I could go in many directions.
I'm going back to work. I'm going back to school.
Oh, so you want me to see if that's the right choice for you? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, and if I'm actually going to get a job out of it, on a time frame.
Good. Okay, you're doing a good job of letting me know. Let's see. Will she be able to? Well, first of all, is this the right choice for her? Well, in terms of right choice, the way you're evaluating this, Laura, is will you be able to find a job? You see, right choice to me, Laura, means a little different than that. So I need to look at it your way, and then I will add in some other things you might not have thought of. So will she be able to find a job in the area of her chosen work? Yes or no, Spirit? 1 moment, Laura. Let me just see what they say. Yes, you will be able to indeed find the right job, and it is the right work for you as well. You are a helper and a healer. You love to see results from people. You already know that the chosen career is right for you as far as liking it. And you will find work, and it will not be very far from home. I said that already, but they're showing me this again. You will like it very much. It seems to be, I'm getting all kinds of images of you doing something that's like almost like a therapist of some sort, or a counselor, or a healer, or it's medical, something in the medical healing profession.
Yeah.
What
yep.
are you?
Yep.
Yes, okay. But you're very good at this and you love it. And it's supposed to be what you're supposed to do. It's a karmic choice for you. It feels that there was this setup in your earlier life which directed you in this way, that you would choose this. So it's not by chance. And yes, there is plenty of work for you in this field, but very, very good that you'll be doing it close to home, which is one of your major concerns. The money will be okay at first, but eventually it will blossom forth. But I see in the beginning it will cover your needs, and then it will get to be more in the long run. It feels like you will be working in a therapy center of some sort. It looks like there's younger people that primarily you would be working with, and it feels like it'd be something like some kind of speech therapy or communication therapy or some kind of therapy. What is the work, honey?
Well, I'm going to start at an internship at a clinic of some type. I'm not really sure the people I'm going to be working with. I'd like to work with children teens or cancer people.
And what kind of therapy is it? Because it feels like you're rehabbing them in some way. What is
I'm not sure. I think that it's a clinic of some type. I'm not really sure. I have not been to the clinic yet, but I do know that I have to do an externship there. I'm just wondering if I'm going to end up there. Does that make sense?
Well, that's what I'm seeing you doing. So, yeah, of course it makes sense. And I do feel that it's the one that, wherever you are. I feel, though, that it's more than an internship in that I do see there's some money coming in. It's not like you're just going there for free, but the pay is very basic, but eventually it will lead to a lot more. So you're under the umbrella of something, and then you go off on your own. Eventually you have your own business around this, or your own center or something. It becomes more of your own thing. And that you would like it very much, and that would do very well. You would do very well in it. So not to worry. And you're asking me when now. I can hear it in your head. Hold on. In a few months, you will be getting out of school. By early summer to late summer. So by September, I'd say by the latest, you'd be employed, or you'd be in that job.
Okay. So this is my biggest question: is that I'm going to be doing medical assisting, and I want to go on to nursing, but I'm really hesitant because of the schooling that nursing has. So I'm thinking that I would do something less than nursing, like that maybe equivalent, like ultrasound or like, physical therapist or something along those lines. Do you see that happening?
What I saw, and I'm going to say it again, it felt like you were rehabbing people in some way, and it seemed like it would have been speech therapy in some way. So let me just see. You're asking me if you can do this if you can do this without a lot of retraining, like so you want to go from,
or maybe go back to school and make more money. Yeah.
Okay, so the internship is a rehab right now, or you don't know the internship you're hoping to get?
I don't know yet.
You don't know what it is. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying is it's more, you definitely, I see you moving away from doing medical records into something that will be more like a therapist rehabbing people in some way. And I feel it's near your home, and I feel that you're going to like it very much. The money will be good. But I feel it is the product of education. So let me just look at that, because you haven't gone to the schooling yet for it. Let me just see. You should go back to school. You should be able to. You will get a lot of on-the-job training, but I feel that you're going to ultimately have to go for some kind of a certification in it. But I don't think it's very bad. And I think what you're thinking of, that internship, is your lead to go in that direction. Okay?
Well, I'm going to get one certification, but then I'll go back to maybe get more is what I'm trying to say. So I'm sorry.
Oh, you already know you're going to get a certification. So what is the certification in right now, honey? I'm confused. What is this?
Just medical assistant.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that this is very good for you. And I see you helping people with this in a clinic. But I do feel that you probably will go on to do something that's more rehab oriented that you can layer on top of that. So you could become, for example, a physical therapy assistant. Or whatever they have PTAs, I think they call them, and then they also have other kinds of therapist assistants. So that would be probably a good thing to layer on top of the medical assistant. Okay?
Well, God, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you. You were right on.
Yeah. Thank you, love. You have a beautiful evening. Bye.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, honey. Okay, I'm going to Deja. Deja, can you hear me? Deja, can you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you, love? How about you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. So go ahead, give me your question, and don't give me a lot of background.
Okay. I just want to know, what do you see in the area of relationship for me?
Okay, let's see, first of all. Now, that kind of question, everybody listening, is very tricky, because sometimes people have a relationship and they didn't tell me when they asked the question. So 1 second, please. I'm going to check up on you, Deja. Hold on. Yes, you do have. So it seems like you're asking about something that's beginning right now. Like you already have somebody that's in the offing, or just sort of beginning, or you're uncertain about it. Would you agree with that, please?
I don't think at the moment right now.
Well, then apparently you must know this person, but not know that there's a relationship yet. Okay, because I get the feeling that you're already in contact with somebody. So let me just move forward with that, Deja. Okay, but no, okay, I did ask them if you had one. Who? There's somebody from your life. Forget about what I just said. There's somebody that you already have a relationship with or had one. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's broken up or something. But when you don't consider having a relationship with someone actively, but yet I get that message that you do, then it means that your future love life is being blocked a little bit by something from the past. So would you agree? Let me just double check something. Deja, you're at 281. You're very hurt from something from the past. You haven't really fully let go of it yet. And even though you're trying to move forward, I feel that there's something that needs to be released in your heart. And before you can move forward. That's kind of what I'm getting. I know it's a little off point, but the only way I can answer where it's coming in is to look at that. And so I want to just address that for a moment. You may not be aware that this is in you because quite often we don't know these things are going on, you know. I'm going to look at you and do a little healing and then right? And then we'll go to the future for you. I just want to look at you energetically, love, and see what's going on with your heart. You're a very nice person. A very special individual. You don't like people telling you what to do. You're a very independent sort. You don't connect easily. And I'm finding as I look at you, your guys are talking to me and they're telling me that it's difficult for you to get close to people. And when you do, it can be very, very toxic for you or very difficult for you. And there's barbed wires around your heart. And this is coming from an earlier situation in your life when you were much, much younger, not even a relationship. You've had some bad relationships, but that's all because of something else even earlier. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to your heart chakra and do a little release work. This is doing a very fast kind of healing. But I just want to release that because if I can release that with your help and God's help, then you'll be more open. And you'll be able to be in a relationship without feeling vulnerable. It allows things to flow better. May I do so, please, Deja?
Yes.
All right. You're very kind, very calm, very loving, sweet, gifted individual. You're very gentle. Spirit wants you to know that you deserve love and that you will be getting love in the near future. I was just sending in a lot of heat into the heart area, healing warmth to release. And the message that was channeled through was to let you know how special you are. In the near future, you will be finding a new fortune in the area of love. Somebody will be coming into your life that will be very complimentary to you. Complimentary in the way of who you are. Maybe appreciative as well. That word complimentary is somebody who will compliment you and mean it, but also compliment you in the ways of the heart, in the ways that you need to be loved. A very supportive individual, a kind individual, a person with empathy for you and what you've been through in your own life, the suffering that you've been through, a person that's sensitive to you. You will be getting along well with this individual and you will be moving into a whole new phase of your life as you let go of anything that needs to be healed. It's all being released, let go of, moving forward. The only thing that you can do in situations like this is just allow energy to go through you and release. It's not like talk therapy where you stay there for years and you keep rehashing everything. This is just like the energy shifts you. So we've just done a shift. And now the path to love is there. And I want to see if I give you more specifics. Well, I see a very beautiful woman in front of me. She actually looks like, what's her name? Diana Ross. She's got dark hair.
Diana Ross?
She looks like Diana Ross. She has big eyes and that kind of a face. But she's dressed like Marilyn Monroe. You know that famous picture of Marilyn Monroe with the white dress on? And she's over that there's a wind coming up and all, and the hair is kind of on the short side. But it's a Diana Ross dress like that way, with this shorter hair like that. But I'm just seeing that person. If it's not exactly, it's a picture of a woman with a face like Diana Ross and a very nice body, a very sweet, loving, kind individual. And I feel that there'll be a lot of nurturing from this person, which is something that you really need. You need a person who's very supportive and loving towards you and appreciates you, and not be critical, and that you wouldn't feel like you're being used. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yes, I do.
Yeah, because I think you've been like used a bit or taken advantage of. Those are words coming in. And now I feel this person's coming as a genuine, loving, sweet, kind person. You do have a lot to give in a way, because you have so much to offer others. You become a target for being, there you go, emotional vampire, sapped upon, or, people take things from you, or like to take things from you. So I see somebody coming in who's a supportive and nurturing individual, as nice as you are and as sweet as you are. And I want to give you a time frame. In the next few months, June, July, August is very active in the area of love, although you may meet this person sooner in March. You don't have to really wait that long. I also feel, do you do anything in the area of worship? Do you go to church or any kind of institution of worship in?
Yes, I do.
Well, I think you're going to meet that person through church. So keep your eyes open, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Sounds great.
Enjoy. Take care, honey. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, going to Sharon. Hey, Sharon, what's up?
Hi, Laura.
Hi, sweetheart.
Happy New Year again. I said it when I first screened me. Hi.
Hi, thanks for saying
I know
that.
you'd like direct questions.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you see with career? Do you see me transitioning soon? Will I get an offer? How's that? I'm trying to transition into a new career.
Oh, okay. Will she be transitioning into a new career soon? Will she be given an offer? Let's just say, let's just focus on transition to new career, and then we'll
offer, yeah, because I'm interviewing.
Okay.
Correct.
Let's just go to that now, and then the others will layer on later. Sharon, career, yes or no? Yeah, you have a lot to offer. Very gifted. Oh my God, you're sharp as very, very sharp, very, very smart. You have the ability to do what you want to do. It shows, and you shine well when you do go on interviews and or whatever you're doing. You are being very well received thus far. I feel there's a lot of communication in what you do, writing or journalism or something like that. You're extremely gifted. And that it's like a no-brainer for you, really. I mean, I'm even surprised at the way they're showing. The guys are showing me, it's like, you're so smart. There should be no problem getting ahead in the way that you want and getting the job that you want. But it feels to me like there's a lot of communication and or writing involved. What is it that you're trying to do, love?
I work in an office.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm trying to change environments.
Well,
financial banking, and I'm trying to get out of that into a different type of office work in a different environment. I have had offers. I have had interviews. I just haven't received an offer yet. There's a lot of competition.
Well, you know what? I'm getting that you're a very good communicator.
I am.
You could almost.
And my job doesn't tell that. You do. Oh yeah, I work with clients, so you're right. I have to communicate.
Well, that's why I feel that you're coming off well on the interviews. You will get something, and you will get something high paying. It won't be as regimented. You'll have a lot more freedom, like almost an executive assistant kind of thing. You'll be running things.
I love that.
You'll be running things.
That's what I enjoy doing.
Yeah. You'll be running things. You will be communicating. It might even be in a communications company. Because I feel journalism and or media around this. So if it's not, then you may be in the communications department of a financial company. but something to do with communicating will be extremely important, right? And if you're an executive assistant, you'll be asked to do a lot of writing. Maybe you have to write your own correspondence for this individual, like a right-hand person. I'm going to give you a time frame, and I want to see if I can give you a little more specifics about the employer. You said it's very competitive. I want you to get that out of your head. I want you to get in your head, right? I want you to get in. First of all, let's make.
Laura,
what was that?
I'm not a president, and I'm not entry level. When you're in the middle, it's very. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I know, but we still have to. It doesn't matter. I want you to still run around doing your mantras and your affirmations and your prayer. So if we could say something that you really, really, really want right now is this position that's exciting, fast-paced, and uses your executive skills, your communication skills, and rewards you, not just in the pocketbook, not just in the paycheck, but also in the class level of the people around you. So you're in the right flow.
Exactly.
Okay? So this is what we're wanting. So we affirm for Sharon, if I were saying it for you, and this is being recorded, so you could listen to it again, I am an exciting, open-ended position, earning the money that I seek that rewards me for my talents. Something like that, okay? And the second part of it is we make a mantra for that, and the mantra is wealth job. That could be a mantra. Wealth meaning great money, great everything, and job meaning the job, right? You're not out on your own. And now, okay, and you can create one for yourself any way you want, but it needs to feel exciting, the mantra, and the affirmation needs to feel exciting. And then when you go for a walk or if you take a meditation, you start chiming this to yourself. Wealth job, wealth job, wealth job, just as a matter of course. You don't try to control it. You just let it flow through you. What you're doing is shifting your belief systems and you're shifting your vibration. When you feel down and out, when you start to have negative and limiting thoughts like, there's a lot of competition, say a prayer. Dear God, please provide me this exciting job I know I'm qualified for and my heart rings true to have. You see, that's called the joy secret, those 3 steps. Oh, well, there's another step, and that is now then you take action, but you're already taking action. So you may have other ideas come to you after you start doing this. And then what happens is all of a sudden, all of a sudden what you want comes into your life. Competition is irrelevant. It's true for everybody out there. Never think about competition. Only think about what you want. Okay? Don't ever think of competition. All right. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go.
Did you pick up a timing on that? Did you get a timing at all?
Yeah. Let's see. Next few months.
I know that next 2 months. Okay.
Yeah. And, there's somebody who's in the chat room. I want to say while you're on the phone, there's somebody by the name of Gussie Sphere or something. And this person is saying that every prediction I've ever made for this person has never come true. I've had predictive readings from Laura. None of them have ever come to pass. So caveat emptor, hope that spares someone from grief. Adios. So I just want to say, I'm glad this person said this.
Oh my gosh.
I know that there is no way that a psychic can 100% predict the future. Nothing. But that's why I'm saying the joy secret, or the steps I just outlined, is the way things come to pass. A psychic can see what's happening in the moment, but they can't make it happen completely. And it's really, everything is always changing. It's like life is like a kaleidoscope. When the psychic is reading life the way it is right now, and if your belief system stays stuck, then everything stays stuck, right? If your belief system is elevated, then this can come to pass. But as far as I can see, I do feel this is going to happen for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, love. You have a beautiful, blessed evening, honey. Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Yes, I just want to talk about this person in the chat room who's complaining that all of my predictions have never come to pass. Well, thank you so much for telling me that, because to me, that means that this person is very blocked. Okay. And again, I'm going to say that if you're relying on a psychic to live your life for you, you're making a mistake. The best work I can do for anyone is to widen your perspective, bring in healing if it's needed, and offer you what is coming through. But I don't guarantee my predictions. I never did, and I never will, because it's up to you. It's not up to me. Okay? Life is not like that. So whoever this Gussie Sphere is, if you are listening still, you ever listen to this again, it's not, life is not a flat surface. Just like the Earth's not flat, and just like the sun's not revolving around the Earth, life is not revolving around you, and you have to make it happen. So the best service that any good spiritual psychic can provide to you is insight and help, but not predictions. Okay, I am now going to go to Susan, who has a life question. Hello, Susan.
Hello.
You know, it's so funny because that doesn't bother me at all, that person. I'm glad that that person said what they did in the chat room. To me, it means that that person needs a little help. But anyway, I don't mean like psychological help. I just mean they don't really understand the nature of the beast. Now, what I need you to do, Susan. Woo.
Hi. Sorry, my dog is barking. I have a quick question.
Okay, could I ask?
I'm expecting a check, and I'm just wondering how many days it's going to take to get here.
Could you please find a quieter place to be? Is that possible, honey? So I can focus a little bit.
Wait a minute. I have to close my door. He's upset because his mama's leaving, and he barks when she leaves.
Oh, you're so cute. I love animals. Okay. All right. So let me just go to that, see if I can focus. It's hard to focus with the barking. Let me see what I can do.
Melissa, can you stop it? I'm on the phone. I can't hear anything.
Okay. Do you, I'm going to give you a very quick answer, Susan. You're waiting for a check. How soon will it come to you? These are not questions that I like to answer because it has nothing to do with your growth. It's kind of like a Gussie question that just came in here, but I will give you whatever I get as a courtesy to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Susan,
Thanks.
860. Check in the mail. When will it be there? I'm getting like you have an echo in the background of my voice also, which only aids me in getting really distracted. Susan?
Yes, I'm here.
You have me on speaker or something because there's a feedback from my voice. Can you please control that?
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm getting like the number 4. So if it would be like the 4th day of the week, I'm also getting Thursday, which is like if you start on Sunday, I guess Thursday is the 4th day of the week, but I'm getting Thursday. So it could be a 4th day of the week on a Thursday. And I also have a sense of it being unexpected in some way. I don't know why. Maybe it will be hand delivered, but I feel that maybe it's not going to come in the mail. It's going to be actually brought to you a different way. But there's something unexpected about it, and that we all they give me the word breech birth, at least that means something. Breech birth means it's coming to you in a way unexpected, and also that it might be coming in backwards from what you expected or somehow different from what you expected. But you will eventually get the money. It will be this week is what I'm getting on Thursday, and not to worry.
Okay, I know it's kind of a cheesy question. It's just that we've been waiting a long time for this case to close, and it finally closed. So, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure, it's the best I can do, sweetheart. I'm not to denigrate your question, but in my best use, you know, every psychic is different, and my best use is more of a healing kind of spiritual kind of thing. But that's fine, love. That's the answer I'm getting.
I'll call back another time.
All right, love. Thank you so much. No, that question
Thank
is
you.
great.
I appreciate it.
Okay, honey. Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay. I want to see if there's anybody else waiting in the queue that I've already yeah, there they are. A lot of people did call in after I pre-screened, but they somehow, the people I talked to earlier, they fell to the bottom of the queue, so I'm going to them. Andrea, hello.
Hello, Laura. How are you?
I'm doing great, love. How are you?
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, my question is a love question as well. I'm just having a difficult time just finding, just a long-term stable relationship.
All right.
And I just wondering what you see coming in.
All right, Andrea 619. Hold on. Now, there is okay. One of the things I want to say is there's usually when we look at love, we also see patterns and things. And one of the things that's coming in is I just want to, with your permission, is to go to your sacral chakra and do a little relief there, because I feel that would you agree that you would have had a strict father figure in your life, very strict or demanding?
Oh yeah, he was very, very religious.
Yeah. Okay, is that what it is? Because the first thing that comes in is this sense. And you know what it's done is it's left you with a feeling, and if we can release this, you feel always that you can't please these people that come into your life, these lovers, husband types, whatever. There's always a feeling of deficit on your part, or less than, or not being quite right for what they want, and it's a projection of that father figure. And of course, it's all done on a soul level. So what I'm going to do is, with your permission and with your help, is go into the sacral area, which is in the abdomen, and just do a little release work. The way we do this, you can do it with me, is sending in coral light, which is the correct color for that particular chakra. So sending coral light into your abdomen, and just feel the following as I say it to you. These are channeled words of healing. From this point forward, you know that you are perfect as you are, dear Andrea. You accept yourself as you are. You accept yourself as part of God. God loves you, and you know it now. There is no difference between you and all others in worthiness for love. You were born perfect. You will always be perfect. You are our child from spirit. We love you fully. And now we give you the gift of loving and supporting yourself fully. With this new feeling in yourself, you know that you can move forward to higher realms and better relationships in the future. Know the cause and release it now. Know that you are the cause of beautiful love in your life. On a daily basis, treat yourself as if you're perfect, and perfect will find you. Actually, another way to put this is, there is nothing that is perfect. Perfect is the imperfection of individuality. The softer and more loving you are to yourself, the more forgiving you are to yourself, the more you will attract a person, a partner that is forgiving and loving of you, that is supportive of you. Please love us. Please love yourself as we love you. Please love us as we love you, but please love yourself as we love you. Love yourself. Be supportive of yourself. And from this point forward, you'll find a mate coming in that is highly supportive of you. Now I'm going to go into a projection then of a probable reality, a probable future from that. Knowing this, feeling this, owning this. Well, it's funny, but they're showing me you with a car problem, or something to do with a car, working on a car, taking a car for service, or somebody helping you with a car. But it's kind of dark out, so I don't know why that would be so. Have you had a problem with your car recently, honey?
Yeah, it's a really old car, and I've been getting tons of repairs on it.
Oh, okay. No wonder I've seen that. All right. Okay, well, the car is kind of like a link to something here to do with relationships and love. I think that you might know somebody that's helping you with your car, that can lead you to love, or would have the key to finding a new relationship for you. I feel around this person a lot of caring and support of you. And that if it's not him exactly, that somehow through the car, you're going to meet somebody is going to be important and meaningful to you. Remember to try now remember to believe that love is available. Remember to believe that there are people that are supportive and that are male energy, because that's been the issue here, is that you need to find somebody who's supportive of you, who's nice to you, who's kind and accepting of you, who's not strict with you, that you'll feel at ease and your beautiful self will express in the way it's meant to express, and that you'll have harmony there. And that's what the issue is. You've attracted men that aren't necessarily like your father directly, so it's confusing, okay? But ultimately, they have not been supportive of you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they're somewhat critical of me too. They always blame me for problems.
Yeah. And some of them, I think, do you? It looks like you've had a kid. You had a husband, right?
No, I never been married.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, this critical stuff and all that, it will go away. I do see a man coming in who's going to be very supportive and very sweet to you, but you just need to have it in your head that it's possible. And that was what the clearing was for, to say all those things, to have you open that. So follow the car. The car problem is a good thing. It looks like it's going to be leading you forward to something new. Okay?
Oh, okay. I was wondering, do you know what he'll look like?
Let me see. A little bit taller than you, got a good build, a little husky in the build. I feel that you like a man who's got a nice build to him. I don't think you like a real skinny one from what they're telling me. He's rather good looking, youthful looking, but that's relative. I'm pretty old, so what does that mean? He's not too old. He's about your age, just a little bit older, a little bit younger, around your age. He's a very gifted person, very nice person, very sweet person, very, and I also get the name John. So let's see what happens with that. Also, this is going to be in the next 2 months, not much longer than that. Okay. And again, and everything has a lot to do with you and the healing. If it took, then it would happen. If it didn't, for some reason you're still projecting, then we need to do a little more work with you. Okay, Andrea?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, I think Andrea was a really great example of what I mean. Readings are not two-dimensional. They're multi-dimensional. And so, if we heal, then we can get in what we want. And the world is our world around us is constantly reshaping according to our beliefs. It's not a solid world we're in. It's a world that reacts to our energy. Okay, Sonal is coming in next. Hello, Sonal. How you doing? Sonal.
Great, how are you?
I'm great, honey.
Great, how are you?
I'm doing great. Okay, sweetie, so give me your question, love.
Like everyone, wondering when my next job will be. I just finished my last contract a couple weeks ago. Just wondering when it's coming, what it is, and where.
Okay, next job. Where? What, when, where, and how? You're at 978. Is that New York, love? Where is that?
No, that's a Massachusetts number. I originally lived in the Bay Area. I still live in the Bay Area, but I'm visiting my family in South Florida. 90 seconds at the moment.
All right, I just was curious. Not a big deal. Well, I feel that, first of all, you're a professional, and that I know you're asking me about when your next job is coming in, but I feel that you have deliberately created space in your life right now, maybe because of the move and everything else, but I feel that you have a chance to bring in work at whenever you want. I feel that you're in very much demand in your skill set and what you do. Now, if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm getting. And that right now, I feel by choice, it will not happen right away. Actually, I'd say by May, you would probably be in full-fledged employment again. But I don't know why they would tell me that, because you're asking me, it's like a contradiction. You're asking me when will the next job come, like as if you're dying to get it. And they're telling me that you have choices to make. It's not like you're starving to death or anything. You do have the ability to kind of wait for the next job. I get a feeling that you would be in the medical profession, like a nurse. What do you do, please?
So I'm a program manager in training at Google.
You're a program manager and training at Google. You were at Google. Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's a good job.
Yep, unfortunately, contract.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'm getting that there's a time that you won't be working, and I feel that it's needed right now. If you want to flip it the other way, that you really want a job right away, then I can look at it that way. But right now, that's the first thing comes in. I feel that you're taking a few months off and that you need it. Now, if you want me to look at a different way, what can happen if you're really desperate, which I don't think you are, I can do that. But I just want you to say that's the first. I just want to say that's the first thing that comes in. You can take time off, and that you would find something very much exactly to your liking in this spring time frame. Now, if you're dying for work now, let me go in that direction.
Well, not right now. I am actually taking time off, which is actually exactly what I need. You're right. I don't anticipate working until March or April, but I don't know where to live. Should I continue living in California? Where's the job going to come? Should I hang out with my parents in Florida, which I never really lived in, but I'm just not sure what to do.
Oh, okay, perfect. You've pretty much because I was a little bit wondering, is she desperate for a job? Because Spirit's telling me that she needs to take time off and that she will be finding a job in the springtime. And it very well could be March to April, if not May. Now, where will it be and what kind of job is what we need to focus on? So where will it be, please? Because you were a contractor for Google. You weren't employed by them per se. Hold on. Well, you're employed as a contractor. And you're now in the north. Where are you now, honey, located? You're physically where?
Physically in South Florida, an hour north of Miami.
Oh, all right. So you don't know where you should be because you need to move your family there. I wouldn't go.
Pretty close to you, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm in Delray Beach.
I'm in Parkland. Cool.
All right, let me just see if anything lights up for you, sweetheart. I think you need to be very flexible right now. I wouldn't be moving my family anywhere until I knew where the job was, but I'll give you what I get. I'm scanning. The only location I'm getting is in the Carolinas at the moment. For some reason, that seems very lit up. But I don't think I can really tell you. This is the most place I'm getting right then. And will you get employment as a contractor again? I think is where I really need to go first. And then I'll give you a little more information. What kind of work will she be getting when she does go back to work, please? What you like to do. What you like to do is communicating, training like you've been doing. You're very good at it. But I feel it's going to be at a higher level, more like a management level where you might be overseeing other people doing the work. And I also feel that you'll be coming and going as you please and have a lot more flexibility. And I also feel that it probably won't be a contract. It'll be more like a full-time employee within the corporation, so you would have to oversee several different places and or come in and out of locations. A bit of travel, not to the point where you're going to be exhausted. But for some reason, I see most of it happening in the Carolinas. I'm not quite sure why, but that's what I'm seeing. It does have to do with training, but it seems more at a corporate level, more like a train-the-trainer kind of thing, and that you would like it very much and have a lot of power and control over what you do, and the money would be better. I also see the money coming in so much that you'd be able to ferret and put aside an awful lot of it for the future, which is what you really want to do, something else which feels more entrepreneurial or building your own thing. And that would happen with this. So those are things I can get right now, honey. I can't go further than that.
That's perfect. I really appreciate that. You're right on. That's exactly what I'm looking for. You're
going to do well. So keep the faith, darling. And, always, again, if you have in your mind, which I'm not picking up, but I, like with other callers, I picked up blocks. So if you had a block, it would get in the way. But I feel that you're on the right path and everything's going to be just fine.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, love. Bye. Bye-bye, honey.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm going to be saying goodbye now to everybody. Look forward to working with you again next week at this time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday. If you would like a private session with me, just go to booklaura.com. And if you place in the event code field, radio show, you obtain a third more time free. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.